What's up, Internet?
My name's David Webb.
I'm Arielle Edwards.
We get nerdy nightly.
And we thought we'd share it with you.
I love that you had no patience for me this morning.
No.
But you also just screamed. That was so loud.
No, it wasn't. I was projecting.
Yep, you were. You were projecting something. Well, good morning, Internet. That's right. Welcome back. All the things I usually say. This is a Monday edition of the Nightly Morning Show here, twitch.tv/nerdynightly. If you're watching on our YouTube page, feed, or listening on our podcast
Are you
page,
okay? If you are watching on YouTube or listening on our podcast feed, you can always watch us live. We are at twitch.tv/nerdynightly, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You good?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel so weird this morning. I can't believe I forgot. We were doing the pre-show. If you want to watch this show live, we do a pre-show and a post-show where we just talk with chat, hang out a little bit. Mm-hmm. And we were doing the pre-show, and I was telling the story about how I found someone online who was going to sell me a copy of Ocarina of Time. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go pick it up at 1 today. And Clarus here turns to me and goes, David, that person messaged you back last night and said that they'd already sold it. Like, yeah. Did you forget about that? And I was like, I did. I was about to show up at that person's house in a couple hours and be like, hi, can I buy that game?
They'd have been like, are you okay?
Are you high? Like, what is happening? Oh, man.
It's fine.
How are you doing?
I mean, I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good. I got up nice and early and, got ready. I was on the couch on time. Mm-hmm. It's a good day. I put on a little music this morning.
Yeah, that was nice.
Right?
Yeah, I like that touch. We never listen to anything in the morning other than like news, and I liked the music in the other room.
Yeah, because especially when it's like instrumental, you can have still like watch what you need to watch. But it was just like, yeah, it was like nice to get up and like start the day to like some good vibes. Good vibes
indeed. How are you feeling about the direction of our channels right now as we seem to slowly become Pokemon streamers?
I mean, I'm not mad about it.
Cool. Because you're playing Pokemon later today, right?
Yes.
Continuing your Pokemon Emerald.
Yeah, I was supposed to be playing Cyberpunk. Mm-hmm. We hit our like sub goal of doing like some Cyberpunk hair and makeup, so I'm still gonna do that. But I'm not gonna play Cyberpunk because
you hate it.
Yeah. It's not my game. And it's nothing against the game at all. Mm-hmm. It's that I find it incredibly frustrating. It's just not what I want it to be. Like, all the buttons are in the wrong spots for, like, my mind. And, like, it doesn't help you enough in the beginning. And maybe I should have restarted over. But I jumped back into, like, the main mission. And I just kept dying. And I was like, mm-hmm. I don't know what to do here. And so I just got frustrated and gave up. So we're not going to be playing Cyberpunk today. So.
Yeah, we talk a lot about how there are certain kinds of games that you don't play a lot. And because you don't play those styles of games, you don't have the, like, literacy for them. Mm-hmm. That, like, I don't need a tutorial for the majority of video games now. Because once I kind of look at it for 2 seconds, I'm like, oh, I've played something like this. I'm going to assume this is the button mapping and I'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. Whereas you don't have that same kind of... And I'm not saying this as a diss at all. It's just interesting. It's interesting to watch. Mm-hmm. Whereas, when you step into a shooter, you really need them to be like, this is how you do these things.
Yeah.
Or else, you don't... And maybe that's just that, like, video games have got... I think that it is just that video games have gotten to a point where there are certain things that AAA titles assume people already know.
Yeah.
And I do wonder for people... And maybe that's why, like, Fortnite is so popular, is that, like, Fortnite is something that you can kind of jump into a little bit easier. Mm-hmm. And maybe Fortnite is the ramp up to a game like a Cyberpunk.
Yeah, here's the thing. Even when, like, I tried playing Valorant mm-hmm. or Outer Worlds... Those mm-hmm. were much easier to figure out than Cyberpunk was, because Cyberpunk has the futuristic aspect of the mind things mm-hmm. and the, like, there's so much other stuff. And, like, I got really frustrated because, like, I tried to, like, disable the security camera with my mind, but I pressed the wrong button and like it didn't like let me know. Like I was just given no indication that it didn't work, and it's just like things like that where I'm just like, oh, this is annoying. Like it just takes the fun out of it for me, and so I don't think Cyberpunk is my game, and that's okay. But I just like I won't be streaming it today. I'm sorry.
Shin wants to know, in your Pokemon run, who's your favorite Pokemon so far?
In my Pokemon run?
Yeah, you're playing Pokemon Emerald.
Well, we don't have too many Pokemon. Thanks, Rockmage, for that hot tip. I appreciate it.
Rockmage recommends using the controller, not your mind, to play the game.
It's fine.
Wow, you got really salty about that joke.
No. I was just reminded of the movie Accepted, where the guy's like, I can blow things up with my mind.
Accepted is a solid comedy.
It's Justin so Long. Funny. Yeah. Oh my god, I love it. My favorite Pokemon in the run so far, I don't really...
Is it your starter?
It's gonna have to be my starter. I've only caught like... Well, actually, no, I've caught like 4 Pokemon, but... Yeah, my starter, Nerdy. Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm going to be doing a randomizer. And so I'm excited to... I've never played a Pokemon game where I didn't start with like a really traditional starter.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious what that's going to be like.
Wait, it randomizes your starter?
Yeah. Yeah, the one I was watching, like the options that he got was like a Geodude, a Zangoose, and something else. And I was like, oh, that'd be super weird to start with like a Zangoose. Yeah. Because I didn't even pick up Let's Go Eevee. That's like one of the... there's only 2 Pokemon games I haven't beaten, Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Shield. Mm-hmm. And so I've literally started with either a Pikachu or a Water, Fire, or Grass starter my entire life.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to dive into that.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Should we do some news?
Let's do some news.
Should we do some news, y'all? All right, y'all. This is going to be a fun little story here because... This one is for David.
Ooh.
This one is 100% for David. We got some news about a couple of video game remakes that are in the works.
Yes.
The first is just kind of a rumor, but it's a rumor that I think makes too much sense.
To not be real, yeah.
So a new Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic game is reportedly in the works. Now, whether this is a remake of the first one or Knights of the Old Republic 3, we don't know. But this was originally reported by VGC. The latest rumor comes courtesy of the credited Star Wars Insider Bespin Bulletin, which was that's the name of a... Don't worry about it. There was a, like... it was like a fan subscription service.
Okay.
Way back in the day, called the Bespin Bulletin, that they would like send it to your house if you want like behind the scenes news about Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And so it does look like we are getting a new Knights of the Old Republic game, maybe. But what's weird about it is that despite the fact that EA is still working on Star Wars games and BioWare is still part of EA, BioWare and EA might not be behind this game. In fact, it's been reported that they are not.
Interesting.
The other studio that made a Knights of the Old Republic game, Knights of the Old Republic 2, was not actually made by BioWare. It was made by Obsidian, which has since been acquired by Microsoft. And so it might be that Obsidian is working on this game through Microsoft for Star Wars, although I don't expect that either. The Bespin Bulletin is quoted as saying, we'll never guess who the studio is that's making this game. So that...
Great.
Cool?
Okay, all right.
I want
That's what we got.
I want it real bad. I love Knights of the Old Republic, but the Knights of the Old Republic I have on my computer... It doesn't... here's what I want. I don't even want a new one. I just want you to make it work better with Windows 10. Because I have too many problems. Can someone just like make... and like I've tried all the message board stuff. I've really put some time into trying to make this game work. And it bugs out on me. And I don't know why. Mm-hmm. My Steam download says it works with Windows 10. It doesn't really. So like if someone could just... The best running version I have of the game right now is the version that's on my iPad, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, I do own the game on my iPad and my computer, and also, yeah. It's fine. Knights of the Old Republic is my Skyrim. Uh-huh. And Knights of the Republic you can literally play on anything.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Yeah.
We could get it for the original Xbox, taters.
Oh, dear.
I wonder how much that would cost.
I have no idea.
To get a working copy of it?
Yeah.
Probably
I don't know. It depends.
Probably a mint.
But...
It's one of the most popular original Xbox games.
Yeah, for sure.
So it would be expensive.
But could you stream?
Yeah, we need a like analog to HDMI converter, which apparently is like $16 on Amazon. Because we are definitely, y'all, be ready. We are going to be streaming some Diddy Kong Racing as soon as I can find a copy of that game. We're doing it. We're gonna have drunk Diddy Kong Racing here on the Nerdy Nightly.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna get my wife all liquored up. And then we're gonna play drunk Diddy Kong Racing. Come back for that.
Oh god, if you think I'm angry when we play like Mario Kart sober,
I'm so excited.
This is the
Liquored up Diddy Kong Racing. Here we go.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
The other video game that is reportedly getting a remake is along with some interesting news. Vicarious Visions, who was in the news a lot in the last year because they created the remake of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2,
right?
Which was really well received.
Yep.
Everyone said, like, that's how you do a remake of a classic video game. They've been absorbed into Blizzard. And so they're no longer independent of that. And so it doesn't look like they're going to be making Tony Hawk Underground, which I know some people wanted, or working on any other projects outside of Blizzard. Blizzard is going to be putting them to work, though, apparently, on a remake of Diablo 2, potentially called Diablo 2 Resurrected. This is per Eurogamer. And I don't know if you guys saw me and Tommy Tsunami playing Diablo 2 recently, but I would love this.
Yeah, I remember when we got stuck in our hard quarantine in one room.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, like you have a PC computer, like can I download Diablo 2? Like,
that's right. That was my first question. I was like, hey, so can I have that for a minute, please? Yeah. David took over my laptop.
Yep,
I did.
Diablo 2.
And it was glorious.
Yeah. So I for your sake, I hope that one is true.
Yeah, I mean, who knows when either of these games could possibly be coming out, but it is exciting to see these companies working on them. Well, I mean, I don't know what company's working on Knights of the Old Republic, but to see a company working on them. And honestly, Vicarious Visions is an exciting move for me as far as the Diablo 2 game goes, because it was originally apparently being made by Team 1 at Blizzard. That's just the name of, there's Team 1 and then there's Team 3. And there might be a Team 2. I don't know about Team 2. But Team 1...
They were working on some secret stuff.
Team 1 was behind the Warcraft 3 Reforged game remake. That was a kind of a flop.
Right.
And by a flop, I mean I hate what they did to that game.
And by a flop, it sucks.
And by a flop, I mean, like, how did you make this worse? But also, they overpromised and underdelivered, which always sucks.
Never overpromise.
So Team 1 has been dissolved into other parts of Blizzard or laid off because of that, which is unfortunate for the human being involved. But that's business. You make a bad game, there are consequences.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah. So I'm excited about this.
Yeah, that's fun. I mean, I never.
I won't play any of them, but.
Well, I
you won't. I will play all of these.
No, that's what I mean. You said, a lot of people have compared Hades to Diablo 2. No? No,
I don't get that comparison at all.
No, okay.
They're not... That's a weird thing that keeps coming up. I think that people compare Hades to Diablo 2 because they are top-down games that are incredible.
Okay.
And I think that, people when people make that comparison, they're like, this is the first game like this that has been as good as Diablo 2.
Okay, fair enough.
And the reason they're different is because Diablo 2 doesn't you don't control your character the same way.
Okay.
It doesn't have the pace. It's a very, very different kind of structure.
Okay, fair enough. Then maybe I won't play it.
Yeah. I mean,
Cool.
I would love to play Diablo 2 with you, because that's a game that we could do co-op on, which I think would be really fun.
I mean, it would be fun.
I don't think they're very similar the way you play them.
Okay.
Fair enough. You can finish a Hades run in 20
how
minutes.
Quick you die.
You can't do that with Diablo 2. I mean, you can later on, but whatever.
Okay, fair enough.
In other news,
we got some numbers.
Y'all. It is a Monday, therefore we're going to talk about the weekend box office at the movie theaters, the 35% of them that's open.
Yeah, it's 6 movie theaters.
And this is really interesting. This is fun.
Is it?
Yeah, because so today marks the day that Wonder Woman is no longer on HBO Max.
Right.
And so, you know, this experiment of Wonder Woman being in HBO Max for 31 days, and then the theaters get exclusivity to the movie after that, is not going to work. And and HBO Max, I don't know why they're thinking that people are going to be like, well, now that it's not on HBO Max, I'm going to go watch it in a movie theater.
That's dumb.
So if you were hoping to watch Wonder Woman 1984 in cinemas, I'm sorry. You have, at home, rather. You've missed your opportunity. But Wonder Woman 1984 in cinemas is no longer in the top 2.
I'm
we
shocked.
We talked last week about how Marksman pushed it down.
Yep.
But it moved down a slot without another movie opening. So The Marksman, last week's movie, is still number 1, only dropping by 34.6%.
Okay, so
which is
not bad.
Kind of incredible.
Yeah.
And at number 2, with 9 weeks in the box office. Like, it's been in cinemas for over 2 months. This movie came out in November.
Yeah. Can you guess what took the number 2 spot?
The Croods. A New Age. Is
still... They're still going.
Still at the top of the box office.
Still going. Wow.
I mean, this is a wild story. Like, I people are going to talk about the weird success of the Croods for years because there's going to be nothing else to talk about in this period of history.
Totally.
But I kind of want to see this movie now.
I don't really think it's, like, doing well because it's, like, very good. Like,
I don't know. I liked the first Croods movie. You know what I mean? Like,
that's fair. It's one of those things where I'm like, it's probably just, like you said last time, it's a family-friendly movie in theaters that, you know, parents are like, I need to get out of the house. Yeah. I mean, it's probably not bad. If it was bad, it would not. I don't think it would keep climbing. But yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, it's just fascinating. The Croods only dropped 9% from last week. And actually managed to gain theaters, which is wild. It's up 21 theaters from last week. Which is crazy. The Marksman also grew up by 43 theaters from the previous week.
That just means more theaters are opening, right?
I'm not actually sure because there are some movies, the Monster Hunter movie dropped by 33 theaters. So that one is leaving cinemas. That only made 810,000 worldwide at number 5. And News of the World is at number 4, the Tom Hanks movie. And The Emperor's New Groove re-release, unfortunately, did fall outside of the top 10 and is now at 11th with 115,000 this weekend. I mean,
11th is not bad.
I know. Disney's got to be happy with that.
Yeah.
Disney's got to be happy with a lot of this, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, just an interesting weekend. Interesting to see the Croods just hanging in there. Sex Monkey sang Croods for Best Picture. I don't think that will happen. I do think it will be nominated for Best Animated Picture, probably.
Yeah.
I don't... Best Animated Picture is going to be a tight category. With... will Soul be... Soul might not be able to be nominated for Best Picture.
Why?
Because you have to run in a theater in New York and Los Angeles for 1 week in order to be nominated for the Academy Awards.
Right.
They must have changed their standards, though, because there aren't any theaters open in either of those cities right now.
Yeah, they might give that a pass for this year. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
They
I wonder if this will be like this anomaly year where streaming movies actually are able to be Academy Award winners. Because there's this trend in Hollywood where, like, if you put your movie on a streaming service, you run it in a theater for 1 week in New York and LA. Mm-hmm. It's why Netflix was trying to, like, acquire a movie theater for a while.
Right, so they could just put their movies in it and say that it...
And it would be, like, the Netflix movie theater.
Gotcha.
And it was, when Beasts of No Nation and films like that were trying to...
Which is great.
Beasts of No Nation is such a good movie. Mm-hmm. It's so hard to watch, but it's so good. Idris Elba in that movie is,
incredible.
Speaking of movies, we have 2 more movie pushbacks that we unfortunately do have to talk about.
No.
The Quiet Place Part 2, which you won't notice because there's no way you're going to go see it, is pushing back from April to September 17th.
God, no.
And,
wow, that's a big pushback.
I mean, not huge. April to September is only a few months.
Yeah, I guess.
Considering we've seen things pushed back to next year.
Yeah, I guess. It just, yeah.
And then the King's Man, the prequel movie to the Kingsman movies that takes place during World War I,
right.
Has pushed back from March 12th to August 20th.
Okay.
It's interesting that that's a Disney movie now because they acquired Fox.
Yeah.
This movie's been pushed back a lot, and when it was first, I'm pretty sure it was still a Fox movie when it was first supposed to come out.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Nolan Pfeiffer saying in the chat is saying, have we watched WandaVision on Disney Plus? We have.
Yes.
And we have a couple of spoiler chats up in the YouTube. Mm-hmm. Thank you for giving us a reason to pump up the YouTube. Pump up?
Yeah, hype up the YouTube.
Yeah, pump it up. Like a jam.
Yeah, so close.
So close. Yeah, we have been watching it. We're loving it so far.
Yeah, we really
very excited
like it.
for episode 4 on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised to see these movies push back. It is weird to see movies in April push back, though.
Yeah.
That's...
Like, because we're in January and, like, things are supposed to be looking up, vaccines are supposed to be coming out. It's like, it's kind of disheartening.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
To see, yeah. Because, like, for April, I feel like they would have been able to hold out, but...
Yeah, it is starting to get to the point where I'm like, oh, right. It's starting to feel like May did last year. Because I think, like, April, we were like, we're going to be back on the ship next week. Like, it's going to be fine. And then in May, we were like, all right, so we're looking at August 1st. And then, obviously, our August 1st move became October 1st. But
yeah.
This moment is starting to feel like May of last year again to me, where I'm like, oh, okay, so my idea that, like, late March, early April isn't going to happen. We're looking at late June, early July now, I think, when things start to, like, pop off again, so...
Yeah.
Seeing these companies agree with that distinction sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
At least we have Godzilla versus King Kong coming out March 12th.
Hey, you know what? I hope the theater is open. I don't want to watch this on my couch.
I know, me too.
But we did do a trailer reaction to that movie. That's also on the YouTube if you want to check it out.
Yeah, that episode that YouTube video did very well yesterday.
Yeah, we didn't get a bunch of hate this time for our trailer reaction.
There's a few dislikes on it.
Yeah,
there's like 7.
But at least it's not twice as many dislikes as likes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's fine.
The thing I am excited about for that movie is that we didn't talk about it in our trailer reaction because it's like kind of blink you'll miss it, but they fully confirm Mechagodzilla in that.
How?
There's one shot of him where it's like a building collapsing, and if someone pulled the frame, and if you don't in the video it's hard to see, but in the photo it's clearly Mechagodzilla, and so I'm like, hell yes.
What's the telltale sign? Does he have like a white stripe or something? Like
no, he's a robot.
He's a robot.
He's Mecha.
Oh. Cool. I was like, I don't know. Maybe he's got like a different colored eye.
He's a big robot. That's why is Godzilla, but it's a big robot.
So they built another Godzilla?
Yes.
So there's going to be 2 Godzillas.
There's going to be King Kong. There's going to be Godzilla, and they're going to fight, and they're going to be like fighting, and then someone's going to be like, why are they fighting? And then Mechagodzilla is going to come out, and they're going to look at each other and be like, and Godzilla's going to be like, argh! And then they're going to team up, and they're going to go boom, boom, boom against the robot. It's going to be dope.
Wait, but...
I'm even more excited now.
Who built the robot?
Humans?
People?
Probably.
So then...
We usually build robots.
So did it just, like... Did the AI, like, take over and decide it was, like, sentient? Is that what happened?
Oh, no. They're evil.
Oh, the humans are evil.
Here's the secret about all Godzilla movies. The humans are always the bad guys.
Okay.
Yeah, climate change.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just gonna wait until the movie comes out because I'm confused. But we think that Godzilla is going to wipe us out, so we built a Godzilla to wipe out the Godzilla. And then that Godzilla decided to get a mind of its own.
No. It fully works for bad humans. I'm assuming. I mean, I haven't seen the movie yet, but... Okay, sure. If it's anything like any past Mechagodzilla story, this is not the introduction of Mechagodzilla. This is like an old character from the Toho films.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get caught up, and then we'll see the new movie.
I'm very excited now that I have seen Mechagodzilla.
That's fun.
And know that I'm going to get Pacific Rim 3.
Pacific Rim 3. Also a movie that I never saw, but I'm not gonna lie, the trailer for that one looked dope. I just never went.
I really love the first Pacific Rim. The second one's a little... the second one is a completely different franchise, and it's really it's weird.
Okay.
I think that if the second one had come out first, I wouldn't have minded it. I would have liked it more. But the first one is a Guillermo del Toro movie, and it feels dark and like... It feels dark, and it feels really gritty and real world almost because of the way it's shot.
Yeah.
And then Pacific Rim 2 is like this bright... This like brightly lit like pump up action movie.
Oh, weird.
And I just walked into that movie wanting more of the first one because I love the first one so much.
It was not.
And it's a different film.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fair.
The second one's a little silly. There's a whole yeah.
Okay.
There's like things that are played for jokes that you're like, that's a really weird messed up thing to play for jokes.
Gotcha. Okay. Understood.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Okay. But John Boyega is great in the second one.
He's in the second. Okay.
Yeah, he's the lead of the second movie, and I really wish I really wish it had worked better for him because I think that would have been a good franchise for him to move forward with.
Yeah.
If the second one had worked more financially, I think that John Boyega leading a Pacific Rim franchise would actually be really fun. I think that he could do like a trilogy of movies. He's just a solid actor, and I want to see him get like a leading franchise.
Yeah, I feel that.
And he will. I'm not worried about John Boyega.
One day.
I'm really not worried about John Boyega.
No, he'll be just fine.
There's some chat going on in our chat. Wow, I am not doing well today. Bo-Katan said Pacific Rim is a Titanfall ripoff.
Don't know what that is.
Titanfall's a video game with big mechs. I don't think it's a Titanfall ripoff. Titanfall's a very different concept. Although I do, it's Gillian says I thought of it more as a Gundam ripoff. You see, that's interesting. I think of it more as a Power Rangers ripoff, but like that's a whole thing.
Wow, so this movie just borrowed from everybody.
No, there is a there is a tradition in like there's a tradition of like a certain kind of filmmaking within like Japanese culture where they have like the big monsters and they have the big robots and the big robots fight the big monsters. Like that's not a new idea.
Right.
That's the end of every single Power Rangers episode. Literally the end of every like they beat the bad guy and then Rita Repulsa's like make him big as hell, and then the thing's like big as hell, and then the Power Rangers like, what are we gonna do? And then we're like, wait, we've got our Zords, and then the Zords combine, and like I sound like I'm making fun of it. I watch a lot of Power Rangers. I'm not making fun of it. I love it, but like there is a structure.
Gotcha.
And so the Pacific Rim is very much the end of a Power Rangers episode for 2.5 hours.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it's great.
Okay.
And it has Idris Elba. And he's hot as hell.
He's a very attractive man.
He's a very attractive man.
That is true.
Oh man, Luther. You need to see Luther. You like Sherlock Holmes, so you'll love Luther.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like darker Sherlock.
Okay, like darker, like Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's by the same writer.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
In animated news, this one's fun. The Witcher: Blood Origin. Which is... Or no, actually, this might not be the animated one. This might be the live-action one. I can never... This is one of the Witcher prequels. One of them is animated, one of them isn't. But The Witcher Blood Origin has found its series lead in Jodie Turner-Smith, who just got a lot of acclaim for the Queen and Slim movie that she was in, as well as being in True Blood, which is a show that I quite enjoy. Has been cast as the role of a warrior turned traveling musician... E with an accent, I-L-E. So I-L-E, I-L-E. Anyway, the character is described as an elite warrior blessed with the voice of a goddess. So she's you. Has left her clan and positioned as a queen's guardian to follow her heart as a nomadic musician. A grand reckoning on the continent forces her to return the way of the blade in her quest for... Return to the way of the blade for her quest for vengeance and redemption. What I love about this...
Pronounced Steve.
It's pronounced Steve? Sex monkey.
Get out of here.
What I love about this is that they've taken The Witcher, Geralt, and they've taken Dandelion the Bard, and they've made them one character.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm excited for this show.
It'll be fun.
I think that Jodie Turner-Smith is an incredible actress.
Mm-hmm.
And to see a Witcher story that focuses on the elves, because they haven't cast her co-star, who will be a male elf named Fjall, physically strong, raw, gritty, and visceral elf from a rival clan. So maybe there's a little Romeo and Juliet love story here.
Okay.
There's going to be some singing. There's going to be some fighting. Maybe some singing while there's some fighting. It's going to be like the movie Shrek.
Oh,
where
love
Shrek's
it.
wrestling while
I'm
some
so
I don't give a
excited
damn
for
about your
this.
reputation.
Well done.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want
what
this
I want.
movie to invoke that song at some point.
I would love that so much.
James Sutton says the Witcher prequel writers really channeled Hannah Montana. You get the best of both worlds.
I love it. I'm more excited than I am for Witcher Season 2. I think this is going to be great.
I would love Miley Cyrus. Please, maybe it's just an SNL skit, but I want to see Hannah Montana set in medieval times, where she's like a warrior, but also like the kingdom's pop star, and she has to like...
What? Okay, but it'd have to be like in the style of like Gallivant.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's a joke, but also
Okay.
like the fighting is like violent and brutal.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's just She-Ra.
That's just She-Ra. I need to watch She-Ra. I've not seen an episode.
Oh god, I love that. They should do live action She-Ra and it's Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus.
Netflix is making Zelda. Misguided. That's not a rumor. They are currently working on something with the property. I think they're just trying to figure out how to make it work. But they haven't announced that. That's like a publicly announced thing. It's just that like who knows how that's gonna work. It's going. She's a bard who took some classes in barbarian. No, it sounds like she's a barbarian who like realized later in life. She's
like Barbarian 7, Bard 4, like...
Yeah. She's like naturally gifted as a bard, you know what I mean? She didn't have to work on that, but she went to school for barbarianism.
I hate those people.
I want a show now called School for Barbarianism.
School for Barbarianism.
Yeah, where you take classes like how to rage.
I don't want that.
Yeah, that's all the real news we have today, but the show's not over, so I feel like it's time for Clarus to make up the news. That's right, it's everybody's favorite segment, Clarus Makes Up the News, where my very real wife brings you very fake news.
Thanks. Oh, damn. I got up early this morning. I should have like prepared something just in case, and I did not do that.
Muddles, this is a club with Club You Bonk. Everybody got that? Muddles, are you a teacher at the School for Barbarianism?
Most likely. I could see that. Muddles is like the just like sits at the like top of the room and is just like, okay, now go.
Are you saying that Muddles is the Professor Flitwick of the School for Barbarianism?
Yeah. Swish and flick. It's a very Scandinavian thing. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
You're doing a really good job of pushing off making up the news.
I have nothing.
You always start the segment with nothing though, so that's not new.
That's not mostly true.
Also, y'all, we need to come up with like a logo for this segment. So if you have any ideas for that, please just put that in the Discord because I want a logo for this. I want to have like a thing that pops up every time we do this segment.
For me making up the news.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't like that.
Why?
Because then it makes it seem like it's like an official thing and like it should be good and like sometimes it's like not good.
Just use the Fox News logo. Oh my god.
Oh, Rock Mage. This is why we keep you around.
That's
you know?
funny. You know that I'm not like nothing is gonna happen until you do something.
I've
never once let you off the hook.
I know.
And I'm not gonna start now.
I need something.
I believe in you.
Thanks. Fox News. My least favorite news channel. It's good for like entertainment, you know.
It's really not.
Well, if you hate yourself, it is.
I wonder at what point they're gonna like legally have to drop news out of it, because as they replace more and more of their news shows with opinion shows, there's got to be a point where like in order to call yourself news, there has to be a point where a certain percentage of your shows are actually call themselves news shows. Mm-hmm. And they're dangerously close to being underneath that number.
Yeah.
That ticket on the bottom with all the news Clara's have made up. Ooh, that'd be funny, Potomsium.
It should have a ticket. Oh.
A ticker?
Yeah. Got it.
I do want a Clara's Mix Up the New shirt though, so we need a logo.
I'm blanking.
Yeah, this is rough. This is the roughest it's been yet.
I'm so sorry, y'all.
I really thought that you got up, you played some music. I thought you'd be ready for this.
I was so on my game, and now I got nothing.
Wow, this is hard to watch.
I'm so sorry,
This
guys.
is hard to watch.
If you want to type some inspiration in the chat, you feel free.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
The sad thing is, it's only better because it's falling apart like this so
no,
badly.
No, it's not better. No. Richard Sim.
Richard Sim 7 wrote, local wife poisons Pavlova because we made a Pavlova last week.
Yeah.
So Clara's is gonna poison. I also, if you're a member of our Patreon, there is a video up in the Patreon of from that stream. Before we were streaming, the camera was all set up, and Clara's thought that she was alone in the kitchen and the camera wasn't running. And so there's a wonderful 3.5 minute video of Ariel taking selfies in the kitchen.
I'm so upset. I can't believe you put that on the Patreon. I'm so upset about it.
I think the Patreon is just going to be a place where I semi-privately embarrass you.
Semi-privately?
There's only 31 patrons. Right now.
It's fine.
That number's gonna grow.
Everyone's gonna go join the Patreon just to see.
It's at the $1 tier. If you join for $1, there's 2 really funny videos up that are exclusive to Patreon right now that both make fun of my life. There's the banana video.
My humiliation is only worth $1 a month.
If you want to know how Clarus eats bananas, join the Patreon. And I'm telling you right now, the answer will surprise you. Because it surprised the hell out of me.
Why do you make it so weird?
Because it was weird.
Well, yeah, if you want that, it's $1. $1 to join the patron. That's Richard fuck off, Richard Sam.
Wow, you just swore on the morning show.
I'm sorry, I'm flustered.
In your segment that you still haven't done.
Okay.
You have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes to make up the news.
Here's the news. A 16-year-old boy who was home alone for the weekend discovered a new what's a new use for Cheese Whiz. Cheese Whiz, as you all know, is mostly
Please
plastic.
Don't let this be a sex thing.
It's not a sex thing. No, it's not.
I'm so nervous.
Cheese Whiz is mostly plastic, and this guy discovered that you can actually use Cheese Whiz to renovate your home if you heat it up to 367 degrees Fahrenheit. It will become an adhesive to the wall.
It'll become a gas! 360 degrees Fahrenheit?
No, it actually does the opposite and becomes a solid.
That's
that then
not
when you cool down to minus 17.5 degrees will become Cheese Whiz again. And it's for if you want not permanent renovation. So if you want to put that poster on your wall but you don't want it to take the paint off when you take it off, you can just use Cheese Whiz.
It has never been more clear to me that you don't understand basic chemistry.
It's fake news, all right?
I know.
It's not my fault I failed chemistry. Leave
I know,
me alone.
but you just said that if you heat something up, it'll become a solid.
Yeah.
which you can then use for temporary renovations. And if you cool it to negative 17 degrees...
17.5, thank you very much.
It will become a liquid again.
Not, well, is it a liquid? It's kind of like a goo. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is happening?
You asked me to make up the news. So, actually, this 16-year-old boy, Ian, is being rewarded for his ingenious invention. She's with home renovations. And that's the news. You did ask for this. Cheese whiz is a volatile substance, alright? That's all I'm going to throw out there. I have never once put it in my body, and I will never.
Yeah, because apparently you think it's a construction material.
Hey, you never know. Has anyone ever heated Cheese whiz up to 367 degrees Fahrenheit?
No, you want to know what would happen? Bad things. It would burn and it would become gas. Do you know how hot 360 degrees is?
Well, you can also get high off Cheese whiz while you renovate your home.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Richard Sim. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know what, Muddles? You should be. You should be. If it's called, like, American something, like American cheese, don't touch it.
Yeah, Muddle says that he's suspicious about a lot of American foods. Mm-hmm. It becomes cheese lava.
Thank you, James.
That doesn't make it any less insane. That is true, Richard Simpson.
I am glad that you trust me to make up your news.
I trust Clarissa Designs. Oh, God. This is why we call it Makes Up the News. That was fake news. And that's also the end of our show. If you stuck through that, congratulations. You win nothing. Except the knowledge that you listened to us with... I'm so sorry.
Hey, that was all me.
I know,
the
and I apologize for you. Y'all, if you watch this on the YouTube video, if you listen to this on podcast feed, we said at the beginning, but come join us over on Twitch, twitch.tv/nerdynightly, where we do this 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, from the couch. I also stream games on that channel, playing some Pokemon right now, playing some Red Dead Redemption 2, having a good time, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Clarus, where do you stream?
Over at twitch.tv/ClarisJakaris.
Was that made up news too?
No, I'm sorry. Sex Monkey said true facts, Claris for president. And I was like, yeah, Claris Jakaris.
Please don't run for president. I do not want to be the first gentleman.
Why?
It just sounds like such a terrible
I get to, like, dress
job.
you up and, like, take you places.
I don't think you understand that, like, that's not what the president does at all.
Isn't that... sorry, I've only watched American television for, like, the last 4 years, so I was under the impression that that's...
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
No.
Okay. Well,
no.
Thanks for sticking around. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. There's a Facebook page. Man. I don't know who uses Facebook pages, but it's there.
Yeah, we might stop using the Facebook page. Whatever. We'll see you on Twitter. We'll see you here on the Twitch, and we'll see you over on YouTube.
Yeah.
And Instagram. Those are the ones.
Yes.
And as we always say, my name's David Webb.
I'm Ariel Edwards.
Do something nerdy tonight?
Yeah. Bye.
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 Bye. Bye, 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 bye.